Hello and welcome to episode 19 of Rewriting the Past here on TEW 2020. We're of course in charge of WCW in the year 1998, and it is the final week before Spring Stampede, and we've got some stuff to do, and I'm going to be totally honest, I don't remember what I was doing. Once again, it has been a few days in between recordings, so apologies if I am a bit stuttery today. I've had a little look through what I did last episode and what the plans were for the pay-per-view, so we can cobble something together, and then I'll quickly hammer out the pay-per-view recording as well. This will come out on, I think, the 27th of July, I believe, so right when TEW9 is about to come out, at least for the public beta. The plan still is to continue this save on TEW20, because I'm not buying TEW9 immediately. I have quite a lot of big financial things coming up in August in particular. I mean, I'm away at Bloodstock Festival in early August, hence I'm also trying to get ahead of recordings. So that's a 3-day weekend, which I'm very much looking forward to. I've got a couple gigs this month and then work and things like that. So I'm a bit busy. So TW9, not yet on the channel. Hopefully soon, by sort of September time maybe, I might pick up the copy of the game if it looks good and reviews well. If not, we'll just keep playing 2020 for the time being. So, Nitro and Thunder. If we have a look at my notes, we are planning on doing Eddie Guerrero versus Joe Malenko and Benoit and Goldberg versus Jericho and Severn. This is for post pay-per-view. Do you guys actually prefer me booking the show and then going through the show, or do you prefer just sort of seeing results? I know it's kind of, this makes longer episodes, but I also feel like seeing the inner workings of things is a bit more interesting. If I think about other TW content creators, like, I really enjoy watching Auspicious Aussie, for example, who's doing an excellent 2001 WCW save, at least as the date of recording, he's still doing that save. Whether he's still doing it, I don't know. And I like the fact that he talks his booking process through. I really like, I forgot his name, is it Max, who does all the Japanese saves? Apologies, what's his name? 2 seconds, let's have a look at this while we're here. Is it Max? Is it Max? Yeah, Max Marvelous. I really enjoy Max Marvelous as well, who does tend to do some more of the booking side of the game. I also enjoy watching people who don't, but I just think a quick episode where you just jump into the show and say, this is what happens on Nitro, this is what happens on Thunder, it's fine, but even in my Football Manager videos, I always prefer the behind the scenes aspect of it, is how I prefer to book. So, Southeast is where we're going to stay today. We've not been here since March, so we might as well come to the Southeast, and we shall go to the... Where should we go? Went to Memphis Pyramid last time. Let's go to the Ice Palace. I know it's too big a venue, but it's fine. We'll absolutely survive with that. And we are going to open the show with the arrival of the Four Horsemen. So Rick Rude and Kurt Hennig. And very simply, the Four Horsemen want an answer from Lex at pay-per-view, are ready to embrace him. And we'll actually have Lex Luger be ranked on overness as well. And then we'll go right into our next match, and we're going to have Eddie Guerrero coming out, and he's going to talk about these two. We'll have them not rated, and it'll be Eddie says he has a surprise for Dean, brings out his brother Joe, sucker punches him. And then we're going to go right into the match here as well. We will have Eddie Guerrero versus Joe Malenko. And we'll give it 8 minutes. We'll make it a good little match. We'll have Eddie get the win though. And it will be decisive. We're going to change the road agent actually, because Buddy Lee Parker is terrible. There we go. So Joe Malenko, is he going to get penalised for ring rust? No, I think he should be okay. He's been doing indies in Japan. Dick Togo Mike Awesome. I mean, Victor Zangief, actually. 2 seconds, we're getting distracted here. Oh, do I want to sign Victor Zangief? I could bring Mike Awesome in. That might be something we look at, actually. Mike Awesome could be a good guy to have. Obviously, he was there in real life. And then he obviously failed miserably in WCW after a pretty promising start where I think he beat Hulk Hogan quite quickly when he arrived, and then obviously got dumped with the 70s gimmick and the fat chick thriller thing, and it was all a bit shite after that. So Dean runs down to save Joe, chases Eddie away, motions, heel, take title. Simple, simple, simple. Joe Malenko can be not rated because we're not going to use him after this. I think, is it just a 1 show appearance I've got Joe Malenko on? Yeah, 1 appearance. I mean, Joe Malenko's actually alright. We could always bring him in to pair with Dean and with Ayakea. Potentially. We are then going to go into a promo. We're going to have Bret Hart talking about Lex with Mean Gene. Bret is sick of Lex's sneak attacks. Cannot wait for pay-per-view to get his hands on him. Simple, easy, effective. We're then going to go into a promo with Raven. Been enjoying doing these. Raven says he'll return next Monday with a new Brotherhood. And obviously from last episode, we have brought in the Dudleys, and we're going to do something with that, essentially. We're going very angle heavy here, actually, but we're going to go Chris Jericho and Dan Severn. Menace and Entertainment. Severn and Jericho, Warren, Benoit, and Goldberg tonight is not a good idea. And we're actually going to go into a different match first. We're going to go into a different tag. And I think we're going to give Harlem Heat a warm-up win against the Blue Bloods. Yeah, I don't know if I did this on stream, but I've brought the Blue Bloods back. The Blue Bloods back. That is difficult to say with my accent. And we're going to give Booker T and Stevie Ray the win. And yeah, we'll do that for now. And then have a quick promo. This will bomb, so we're going to use Mean Gene to get this a bit over. Kevin Nash and Conan. So overness, entertainment, entertainment, entertainment. And we'll just have to script all these guys. Harlem Heat say that proved they are still together. Will win tag belts at pay-per-view. We've got Tito Santana road agenting as well. I don't know if that showed up on the screen. We did bring Tito in, as I said I was going to do, as a road agent slash a good hand to have as well. I mean, Tito Santana is still very good at this point. If we have a quick look at him, actually, I mean, Tito still very solid. His stamina's going a bit down, but it's, you know, it's for a year or so. Tito Santana will still be valuable. And then obviously we can bring him in as a road agent. Let's just change all that. Because road agent wise, he is obviously still very good as well. Okay, up next we shall have... Who do we want to do a promo with? So what are we building? DDP Savage. So we've done something with that. Done something with that. Done something with that. Doing that as well. Done that. Let's have Ray and Hoovy taking a massive risk here. Massive risk. Overness, and we'll have to use Gino Curland to give the entertainment bump. Ray Jr. and Hoovy. will prove their worth at pay-per-view are excited to get chance to show what they can do. And then we're going to go into that tag match, the Severn and Jericho one. So Chris Jericho and Dan Severn, Chris Benoit and Goldberg, and we're going to have we'll give it 12 minutes. I think that should be okay. We'll give Goldberg the win. Open scripted. It will be a decisive win. And we'll have Jericho take the fall. Cool, that works. Quick promo with the Macho Man. Very simple. Savage backstage is looking for DDP. Doesn't want to wait until pay-per-view. Savage obviously has been getting wound up by DDP. He's very a bit all over the place essentially. And then we'll have Sting. So Sting is Sting can't wait to have this match with Hogan over and done with, and to hopefully move on. So this has been dragging on for a year and a half at this point now. Overness for Hogan. And then our main event. What do I want to do for a main event? Not really got anything in mind. I suppose I could do a tag. And do Sting and DDP. Yeah, this could actually work. And then have them take on Nash and Conan. Have I done this match? No, I haven't. Cool. So we'll give it 15. And we'll have Sting get the win. Yeah. And I'll be penalised, so I need to add another quick match. I'm going to add a quick angle, however, first. So Hollywood Hogan, Sting, Kevin Nash, Conan, Diamond Dallas Page, and obviously... Actually, you know what? Let's not do Hogan. Actually, yeah, we'll do Hogan. He's too popular not to do. Entertainment, 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 entertainment. Overness off screen. Savage is obviously on screen, but Savage and Hogan keep fighting with each other about this. So NWO beat down Sting and DDP. Celebrate on top. And we'll have Bruno do the road aging of that one. So we need to have another match. That's fine. We've got 9 minutes, so hopefully 9 minutes will be enough time to whip up something. You know what? Let's do something fun here. We can do Rick Rude versus Ray. We'll give it 10, and I'll just shorten something. We'll give Rick Rude the win, but we will have him have to cheat to get the win. And if we bring that down to here, yeah, that works. And we'll just do that as a match. And I might do Kurt versus Hoovy on Thunder. And then I just need to shorten some stuff here. So I suppose if we shorten this angle, and this angle, and this angle... There we go, done, perfect. So, one thing a few weeks ago now, because it's been a while, somebody mentioned was to use some of our new trainees, basically, as job guys. So we're actually going to do that. We're going to bring a few of our developmental guys up. Let's do Caprice. Let's do Caprice Coleman. So we're going to do a tag, and we're going to have the Steiners can take on, so it's Mustafa Kip and what's the other guy's name? Douglas Rock? Is that his name? Yeah. Mustafa Kip and Douglas Rock. I mean, these guys are going to get absolutely annihilated here, but that's fine. And then we'll do another tag, and we will give... has anybody got cold momentum? Not really. Let's give Full Force the win, and they can take on Caprice and Sensei. And we'll have Ricky Martel get the win here. There we go. Just see how these guys look. Is there anybody local that's worth bringing in? Nope. Absolutely not. Yeah, that works. Did I do a NWO beatdown? No, I've not done. Okay, good. I should make sure I hadn't done an NWO beatdown recently. That's fine. Let's book this. We've used up the whole allotment of time, but that's fine. Let's have a good show here. So 61 overall rated match here. As it had terrible wrestling, but that's fine. Mustafa Kip and Douglas Rock make their debuts, but get annihilated by the Steiner brothers. With the Steinerizer, a absolutely hopeless performance by Mustafa Kip. Douglas Rock, not too bad, 27 overall there. That's not actually that bad. So good stuff by Douglas. Steiner's looking excellent. Scott looking really good as well. They enjoy beating up jobbers. And another decent match, 53 rated, is Full Force of Rick Martel and Ray Traylor defeat Caprice Coleman and Sensei in 10 minutes with the Boston Crab. Sensei, 34, so he was the worst guy here, but he's still not terrible. Caprice Coleman with a 47. So that's something to keep an eye on, because we could always bring Caprice in to do some cruiserweight stuff. We open the show with the Four Horsemen coming out. They want an answer from Lex at the pay-per-view. They're ready to welcome him in. Welcome him to the Four Horsemen. Effectively welcome him home to the Four Horsemen. Everybody looking good here. Well, Kurt wasn't mentioned, but we'll just say he looked good as well. And good stuff overall here to open the show. 84 rated. Then I have a 78 rated segment as Eddie Guerrero says he has a surprise for Dean, and he brings out Joe Malenko. They talk a little bit, Eddie asking them patronising questions, and then Eddie sucker punches Joe Malenko before beating him in a pretty poor match, 58 overall, but they have no chemistry, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame, but it's a one-off for Joe Malenko, at least for now. And it does lead to a 58 rated segment afterwards where Dean runs down after the match, save his brother, picks him up, chases Eddie away, and it says it gives Eddie the whole, you know, the Aaron Rodgers title belt celebration, the motion, the belt around the waist, to say that he's coming for that title on Sunday. Now, a 93 rated segment here is Bret Hart is interviewed by Mean Gene Okerlund, and he says he's sick and tired of Lex's sneak attacks. He wants Lex one-on-one, face-to-face in the ring, and he's going to get that at Spring Stampede. And he cannot wait. We have a 77 overall rated as Raven continues his cryptic backstage, his cryptic unknown location promos. One thing I'm looking forward to with TEW9 actually is Adam put in one of the diary entries a few weeks ago now, actually, by this point, about angles, how they'll have like locations, which is a godsend of an idea. I'm so glad he's put that in, because it makes this sort of thing easier if we say that this was definitely like hidden away. But Raven says he's back on Monday and he's bringing a new brotherhood with him. The Flock effectively disbanded, and we'll see what happens. Jericho and Severn have a decent promo, 60 overall. Jericho is warning Benoit and Goldberg that tonight is not a good idea, and that Dan Severn, who is standing there looking really angry, they will, you know, destroy their opponents, and it will rob the good people of a match at the pay-per-view on Sunday. A good match here, 63 overall, as Harlem Heat defeat the Blue Bloods in 7 minutes, Booker T winning with the Towering Inferno. Stevie Ray once again the worst guy in the match by far, and Regal off his game, but that's fine. They've got good chemistry teaming with each other as well, so that's always nice. Yeah, I think Harlem Heat needs to end. Stevie Ray's dragging Booker T down, and we need to not drag Booker down as well, I think. Stevie Ray very underwhelming again in the next segment, as they say they'll win the tag belts at the pay-per-view. So that's fine. Hoovy underwhelming, but this isn't too bad actually, 71 overall, as Ray and Hoovy said that at the pay-per-view they will prove they are worthy of being in these sort of matches, and they will get a chance to show what they can do, as Ray comes down for his match against Rick Rude, which gets us 77. A very good match. Rick Rude defeating Rey Mysterio in 10 minutes while using the ropes for leverage. So after all that talk from the Four Horsemen, Rick Rude still has to cheat to beat Rey Mysterio Jr., proving that Ray and Hoovy were probably correct. Then have a 75 overall rated match, which potentially will have some consequences, as Benoit and Goldberg defeat Jericho and Severn in just under 12 minutes with the jackhammer, Jericho taking the fall. Everyone looking very good here, however Dan Severn has broke his fingers, which is a bit frustrating because we need him for the match at the pay-per-view, so fingers crossed he's okay for Sunday. We'll check that when we come to the end of the show. Savage is backstage looking for DDP because he doesn't want to wait until the pay-per-view. Basically, DDP's been winding Savage up. Savage is now fully wound up and, chucking stuff backstage. He's hitting the catering, all that fun stuff. 95 overall, excellent. Then a beautiful 100 rated overall as Sting sits down and he says he cannot wait to have this match with Hogan over and done with and to move on because he's sick of it. He's sick of Hogan. He's sick of the NWO. He doesn't know what's happened with Lex Luger. The Four Horsemen's back. Everything is going against Sting at the moment. We then do get a really good main event, 81 overall. Sting and DDP teaming up to defeat Nash and Conan with the Scorpion Deathlock. Sting looking excellent. Conan, it says he was the weak link, but his 59 is not too bad. He was off his game though. And then we do get a 96 segment to end the show as the NWO beat down Sting and DDP. Hogan comes down with the distraction with the bat. Nash and Conan from the back, Club Sting, Club DDP, and Savage is also there. He comes down, he wants to take out DDP, and the NWO stand tall to end Monday Nitro at the Ice Palace as an 88 overall rated show. Very good. We're continuing to put good shows forward. Now we just need to hope that Dan Severn can work the pay-per-view, because if he can't, that is a bit annoying. So let's find out when the game does its thing. Dan Severn. He is 6 days and he's being worked through. He should be fine. It might impact the match a little bit, but that's not the end of the world. What do we have? So Jim was gone. Bruno doesn't like Hoovy. And we got 5.78, and Dan Severn's obviously broke his fingers. WWS with the new tag team, the Kings of Extreme, Mabel and the Warlord. Of course. So we got an 88. Raw got an 81. Comfortably defeated them. Good main event though. Shawn Michaels and Owen Hart defeating Ken Shamrock and Cactus Jack. This actually isn't the worst show they've put forward so far, other than whatever the hell this is. Brutus Beefcake and the Legion of Doom teaming up in 1998. It's not exactly what anybody wants to see, I don't think. Anything happening here? Independent Wrestling from Monterey. Nobody really standing out. No. That's fine. I'll be back in a moment for Thunder. Folks, you know I love to clown on ECW on this save, but what the hell is this main event? It got 70, but Brian Knobbs and Ultimate Warrior teaming up in the team that everybody wants. More concerningly, Bastion Booger has just won the TV title from Taz. So that's interesting. Candido and Lance Storm beating the Patriots of Big Dick Dudley and Duck Furnace. As you do, WCW, ECW, as you do. Are they making money? Yeah, they are. Okay, fair enough. Prove me wrong. I'd love to take over ECW and fix this. I don't think it'll ever happen. Same with this. I'd love to shut down WWF, but they've made nearly $3 million a month. We need to take them down. What is it you can do? Is it dirty tricks or something? Yeah, dirty tricks. Should we do one? Should we do one? What does it say about dirty tricks? Oh god, this is still the worst manual ever. Your office. Companies. The user. Oh, where the hell is this thing? Why can't I just search this? Company relationships? Nope. Alliances. Options. Dirty tricks. Oh, I don't know, I don't care, let's leave it. Let's book Thunder. Let us book Thunder. Anything happening? We've got backstage incidents. We have Randy Anderson getting brought before Wrestler's Court. Absent still, obviously, Jannetty and Scott Hall. Which is fine. Let's go to the Northwest. Go to the MCI Centre. And let's get booking. So we're actually going to kick off with Kurt Hennig versus Juventud Guerrera. And we're going to give it 8 minutes. And we're going to have Kurt Hennig get the win. But we are going to have Kurt cheat as well. Because we really want to set that up. That these guys, for all the talk, they are struggling a little bit with these two young studs. So it'll be Rude runs down to attack. Juve Ray Jr. comes down to make the save. And just have a big hot match and angle to kick off the show. I think that's a good way to go about it. Right, up next. I don't know if I just moved my screen a little bit there. I think I did. Yeah, you can still see everything, so it's fine. I'll fix it later. Right. At an angle. So after that, we are going to have Hollywood Hogan, Kevin Nash, Conan, all arrive. So NWO arrive at the building. Ready for war, because I think they probably know what they did and what's going to happen. So Chris Jericho and Dan Severn now. We're actually going to use the broken fingers here. So Jericho tells Mean Gene that Dan Severn broke his fingers punching Goldberg's stupid head. That'll do. Sounds like something that would happen back then as well. And Severn's like flexing his fingers, like, even if my fingers are broken, I can still move them. I can still destroy someone. We'll then go into... Nah, we'll not do Jericho. Saturn? You know what, actually? Saturn. Nah, I was thinking we could do something fun here, but nah, I feel like Saturn would still be a member of the flock going forward, though. Let's have DDP in a match. DDP can take on the Hugh Morris. Actually, no, let's do this DDP Saturn match. We've actually not done a singles match between these two, so that's fine. We'll have DDP Saturn, DDP getting the win, and then because I think we're going to bring this all sort of back full circle, we're then going to have a Raven promo. And it will essentially be Raven appears on screen, reminds DDP their business isn't over with before feed cuts. So do some like spooky boy stuff. And Raven essentially reminding DDP that this isn't over. This is not over at all. Right. Okay, this might be the last ever promo here. So Booker T and Stevie Ray. Script with Gene Okerlund. Harlem Heat are interviewed backstage. A producer comes up and hands Booker an envelope. There we go. Simple, simple, simple. That's all it's going to be. We're not going to say anything more about that. Up next, we will have... Let's do Benoit. Let's give Benoit a match here. And Benoit can take on Psychosis. That could be pretty fun. Not done that one either. Give it 8. Benoit getting a good win here. Nice and easy. Don't have to do anything silly here. It's just Benoit getting a good win. We'll then have the Giant. The Giant is out. Tells Mean Gene he has figured out what he needs to do. And that's all we're going to do with the Giant. We're then going to have the Giant just have a quick win. We will give him... So see the Giant, right? He's a face. Is he better as a face or a heel? Better as a heel, I thought so. I think we're going to turn the Giant. I think we're going to turn the Giant. We will do a... Actually, you know what? Let's bring Tito Santana and have the Giant take on Tito. Give the Giant the win. But let's have Tito have a little match. And get Tito on TV. And that's all we're going to do with the Giant. Just he says he knows what he needs to do. Simple as that. Buff Bagwell. We've not actually used Buff in a while. So we'll do a little entertainment with these two. So Vicious and Delicious will soften up Harlem Heat tonight. That'll do. And we'll do Booker and Stevie. A little bit off screen. And then what we'll do, this is going to be very simple, is Vicious and Delicious. I have added to a full-time tag team now. We'll give it 6 minutes. We don't need this to go long. And we're going to have Scott Norton get the win. Stevie Ray is taking the fall. Open script decisive. And we are going to do another partner miscommunication finish. No, miscommunication by Booker T. Yep, that works. As I have a plan for the pay-per-view. And I know what I'm going to do. So. That's fine. DDP. DDP comes to the ring. Tells Savage if he wants DDP early to come out now. They brawl. Very simple, very easy. Gets that sorted. Now, main event tonight. We've not used, that's not what I want. We've not used Brett, or Lex, or Flair. And you know what? I think I'm going to do Brett versus Flair. And we're going to give it a solid 16 minutes. Brett is going to get the win. We're not going to do any outside interference. We're going to have Brett get the win. And then we'll have the madness begin. Yeah, 3 more minutes, that's fine. So it will be Bret Hart. Rick Rude, Kurt Hennig, Lex Luger, Sting, Hollywood. Right, so bear with me here. The Four Horsemen attack Brett. Lex comes down to join in. Sting stops him and is taken out by Hogan. Oh, just fits. Just fits. I'll talk you through this one when we get to that. There we go. Good little show. Good little show. The stretchers, we never did anything with Dean on this episode, so that's fine. They can stick on the Blue Bloods. Give Dean a win in the build up to the pay-per-view. And then let's do more borrowing actually. Let's borrow the Hardys. Let's borrow the Hardys. Let's give them a match. So we want Jeff and Matt. And they can take on our tag champs. There we go. We'll give them a big match. Nash will get the win here. Beautiful. Perfect. Give the Hardys a fun little match there. But that's going to do it, I think. That means we've used up everyone except for Goldberg. That's fine. We never used Eddie. Never did anything in the Cruiserweight, but that's fine. That's absolutely fine. So, Regal off his game again as the Stretchers beat the Blue Bloods in just under 10 minutes. Good little match, actually. AUK up for 44 as well, so he's no longer being penalised as the worst guy in the match. And then we have a 73 here, which is an incredibly good match. Jeff Hardy with an excellent performance as the Hardys debut and lose to Kevin Nash and Conan in just under 10 minutes with the big boot. Real good. And Matt and Jeff getting the tag specialist bonus as well. We might bring the Hardys up soon. I mean, we don't have like cruiserweight tag titles, and I'm not going to make cruiserweight tag titles because I always thought they were a stupid invention by WCW. But we could definitely use the Hardys as like the resident good match job guys for the time being, and then sort of work them up. Could be fun. I think those guys against Ray and Hoovy would be really fun. But we open the show with a 75 overall rated match as Kurt Hennig beats Juventud Guerrera with the Hennigplex after Rick Rude gets himself involved in the match. And Kurt Hennig off his game, but still with a very good performance as well. Good stuff overall. And then a 70 rated segment. Hoovy performed poorly again, but that's fine. As Rude runs down. Rude's there. He gets in the ring. They beat Hoovy down. Ray Jr. comes in. They have a little brawl, and the cruiserweights get the upper hand, chasing off the Four Horsemen. The crowd's going nuts. They're loving it. They're getting hotter. So, success as far as I'm concerned. Then I have a 97 overall as the NW arrive at the building ready for war. Hogan still twirling Sting's bat. And the tag champs walking in with all the gold. 64 overall after this as Jericho tells Mean Gene that Dan Severn actually broke his fingers punching Goldberg's big stupid bald head. And, you know, Severn just flexes the muscles to say, yep, I can still punch you on Sunday, you know. I will choke you out. In a 78 overall match, DDP beats Saturn in 8 minutes with the Diamond Cutter. Starting with an in-ring of 48, but it doesn't really matter. They've got great chemistry as opponents, so that's definitely something we could look to run again in the future, which I will gladly do. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. And then Raven and DDP. I just realised I think about multiple DDP segments like an idiot here, but that's fine. Raven gets on the screen and he says, DDP, just a reminder that we've got unfinished business and he'll be seeing him on Monday. And then the feed cuts, DDP looking a bit like, don't know what's going on there. Stevie Ray underperforms again, as whatever. Harlem Heat are being interviewed, and a producer runs up and says, Booker, I've got a letter for you, and hands him the letter, and Stevie Ray's like, what's that? Booker's like, I don't know. And the segment ends. Benoit beats Psychosis in that excellent match, 79 overall, 8 minutes with the crippler crossface. Good win by Benoit, just keeps him going for the pay-per-view. We then get a 91. As the Giant is out, he tells Mean Gene he's figured out what he needs to do before beating up Tito Santana in 6 minutes with the chokeslam. 62 overall rated. Good stuff. Santana, decent performance. And losses do not hurt momentum as much as usual. Tito. Because you're going to be taking a lot of those, son. That's good to hear. Vicious and Delicious have a pretty brutal segment. 49 overall. And they're calling out Harlem Heat tonight. And they take on Harlem Heat. And they do get the win in 6 minutes when Scott Norton pins Stevie Ray after a miscommunication by Stevie and Booker. Essentially, there's a bit of dissension here between Stevie Ray and Booker T. And Stevie Ray's starting to get really frustrated with his younger brother and ends up taking the fall as, Booker's knocked off the apron and then the Brainbuster gets hit by Scott Norton to get the win. Then have DDP coming back out again because I forgot I'd booked this, the earlier stuff. DDP comes out and he says, Macho, I've got Raven talking crap, again. I've got all this going on. You and Hogan and your stupid buddy boys are all coming up beating me up. If you want some now, come to the ring. And Savage, Julie comes down. They have a brawl. The security comes out, breaks it all up. 96 overall. Great stuff. I'm hoping their match is going to be really good on Sunday. And our main event gets a 99 overall as Bret Hart defeats Ric Flair with the sharpshooter. Bret with a 95, Flair with an 84. An incredible match. Absolutely incredible match. I think that's the highest rated match we've had by far as I'm aware. And that then leads into our following segment, which gets a 100. And let me just quickly talk through this. So, the Four Horsemen, the bell rings, Flair taps out, Hennig and Rude are straight there already, coming for their boy. They start beating up Bret, and then Lex Luger starts to walk down the ramp before Sting comes down and sort of stops Lex, and he's like, whoa, Lex, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? You need to not do this, think about it. Before Lex sort of pushes him to the side a little bit, starts his walk to the ring. Hogan comes down with the bat, clocks Sting in the back of the head, and then as Luger's walking towards the ring, the Four Horsemen's holding Bret, like, come on, Lex, come in here. And then, of course, we get the classic, we're out of time, the graphic comes up, show ends. Beautiful. And we get a 95, which is definitely our highest rated show. What a show that is. That was a great show. I always feel like if I don't record in a few days, I always get like the Thunder really good and the Nitro's always a bit meh to start with. But that's fine. Let's have a look at what the WWF is up to as well. I don't know why I said that because we're not up against the WWF tonight. Sting's apparently on loan to New Japan for a show, as is Rick Rude, so they better not get injured or I will flip my lid. Oh well, cool. We got a 2.5, that's fine. Let me just double check. Okay, good. They're back by Sunday. Thank God. Right. That's fine. We've got them for Sunday night. And that's going to be it for today's episode. I don't really think there's much else to talk about here. That is our best ever show, right? yeah, I say by far, we got a 91 for Nitro. And that is our best match by 5 points as well. So, all good. All good, all good. Size-wise, we've not went up in the America yet. But that's alright. As we look forward to Spring Stampede 1998. Here we go, folks. The running order and how we're probably going to actually book the show actually is Rey Mysterio Jr. and Juventud Guerrera defend their honour and defend the honour of the Cruiserweights against the Four Horsemen of Rick Rude and Kurt Hennig. Eddie Guerrero defends the Cruiserweight title against Dean Malenko. Goldberg goes one-on-one with Dan Severn. Kevin Nash and Conan defend the World Tag Team titles against Harlem Heat. Chris Jericho defends his television title against Chris Benoit. Diamond Dallas Page defends the United States title against Randy Savage. Bret Hart takes on Lex Luger in a grudge match. And in the main event, Sting, who has been getting beaten from pillar to post every single side possible, defends the World Heavyweight title against Hollywood Hogan. And I'm looking forward to this one. I've got some plans. I actually don't know who's going to win some of these matches yet. There's a few that I definitely know who's winning. But I am undecided about a couple, and it might be a split decision when I make it. Like, that'll be what I do. But let me know your predictions in the comments. Who's going to win? What are we going to do? Who's going to become the World Heavyweight Champion as the show ends? Is it still going to be Sting? Is Hogan going to retake his title back for the NWO? But thanks so much for watching, guys, and I will see you on the next episode in 2 days' time. Hopefully you're enjoying TEW9 if it is out by now, and I'll see you then. Thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.